Assalamu alaikum, karibuni to our Zanzibar's kitchen. Today we're going to make something really interesting and so delicious, and these are Kopi Rotis, means coffee buns. So I have got 100 grams of salted butter over here, and I'm going to use only 60 grams. I'm going to divide it into 6 cubes of 10 grams per piece, and then I'm going to freeze them because I want them to be really frozen and cold while baking. So Kopi Rotis are coffee buns, as I mentioned. If you have been to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Far Eastern countries, even up to the Philippines, these are very well known and so loved. Now here in the Middle East, we also have Roti coffee shops that sells these, and they're also known as Mexican coffee buns. They are similar to the Mexican conchas, and whatever you want to call them, believe me, they're so delicious. So you can see these are the size of the cubes, and I'm just going to freeze this, okay? Now, in this mug, I have got 1/4 cup of warm milk, and warm water, and I'm adding 1/4 cup of milk. So basically, I need 1/2 cup of liquid, then about 1 tablespoon of sugar. Just gonna mix it well to combine, and then 1 teaspoon of yeast. I'm using instant yeast. Just going to combine it and then let it sit aside for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once our yeast is ready, I added 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 egg that's in room temperature. You want to beat the egg very well. And we are ready to mix this into the flour. I've got 2 cups of flour. I'll write it in grams with the rest of the ingredients in the description box below, so please don't forget to check it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a little well at the center and pour my wet ingredients. Okay, so we're just gonna pull a little at a time while we mix, and then a little. You don't have to do it this way, but I just did it. You can use a stand mixer if you have, or you can use a hand mixer, but I prefer to use my hands for this kind of recipes because I want to feel the dough, because you want the dough to be really nice and soft, and that's how you're gonna get your Kopi Rotis to be really soft and fluffy. All right, so at this point I'm just going to use my hands. We're gonna knead the dough. Okay, so I used all-purpose flour. And then once the dough is combined, I'm going to add the butter, about 1 tablespoon. It's a bit sticky, but when you put the butter, then it becomes a bit easy to work with the dough. You want to knead it for about 7 to 8 minutes. Okay, so the dough is ready. As you can see, it's so nice and soft. And I'm just gonna spread some oil in the bowl to allow the dough to rise freely without sticking the side of the bowl. All right, and we're not letting it rise, just let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, now I'm just going to divide this into 6 equal portions. Now you can make more with this recipe, but then make sure that you make your butter a little bit smaller in pieces. Okay, so these are so delicious and they don't stay longer. So if you want to make 2 batches, please go ahead and do, just to be on the safe side. All right, so now I'm just going to spread it like that, pull it like that, and you want the center to be thick and the sides to be thinner. Then I'm just going to pull and pinch until you get a nice round shape. And just like that. It's very simple. Then we're going to put it in the tray, cover it, and now you want to let it sit for about 1 hour to 90 minutes to rise. Now in this bowl over here, I have used 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of instant coffee plus 1 tablespoon of hot water. I'm going to mix it well. and a little bit of vanilla, that's optional. And then in this bowl, I have used 1/4 cup of butter and 1/4 cup of sugar, that's 50 grams each. Just gonna mix it well. You can use a hand mixer, but I felt the mixture was too little, but even the whisk did not do a good job, so gonna switch to a spatula. Now, if you don't want coffee, you can always use cinnamon or cocoa powder, or you can mix coffee with cinnamon or coffee with cocoa powder. All right, just gonna cream this very well, just like how you do your buttercream. You want it to be nice and light before we add the egg. And if you have a strong coffee, then you can use only 1 tablespoon or 2 teaspoons. You just want the coffee to be really, really prominent. So I've just added 1 egg that's in room temperature. Just gonna mix it well, and then I'm gonna add the coffee mixture. And a little bit of salt to balance the flavors. All right, so just gonna add the flour, which is 1/2 cup, that's about 60 grams. Just gonna combine it until you get a nice thick mixture, just like that. And if you have time, you can keep this in the fridge so it firms up very well. But if not, then you can just pipe it as it is. So I'm just gonna put it in the bag. And in the meantime, please make sure that your oven is ready. Mine is at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 Celsius. All right, so now the buns are ready, and we're just gonna pipe this on the top. Okay, try and make it as neat as you can. Mine was not so neat. And you wanna make sure there are no white parts left like that, so you make sure that you fill them up. And so these will bake for about 18 to 20 minutes. So mine baked for 20 minutes. You see how gorgeous they are, and they smell amazing. They are hard on the outside, and you can remove the crust, the bottom crust, but I prefer to keep it. And these buns are served well when they're warm. All right, so we're just going to check out and see how they are inside. You can see how the crust breaks. They're so beautiful, and the butter will melt inside, and they're so soft and buttery, and the combination of the flavors and the texture is just amazing. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your support. And if you have subscribed, please make sure that you do press that bell button so you get notified each and every time I release a beautiful video like this. Check this out. And if you're new in my channel, please do subscribe, and please don't forget to check out the description box so you can grab yourself those measurements for the ingredients. And thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful day.